Hey everyone, welcome back. Kathleen here, and today's video is all about doing a makeup routine that makes you look refreshed, awake, and less tired. First off, you always want to make sure, especially if your skin is dry, that it's hydrated. So just spraying on a few pumps of hydration will make your skin look less tired too. So what I do when you do is go in, I'll take any type of spray. I'm going to be using this one here from Pixi. It's a hydrating milk mist, and just put a few pumps on there and let that set in. You don't want to go straight in with any type of makeup without letting that set in. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a hydrating concealer. And it's a hydrating and brightening concealer, and this one here is from Mimetics, and this is in the shade Light C. And the C stands for cool, which I do have a tendency to have cool undertones on my skin. All right, so what I do is I stand back and I take a look and I think, where can I touch up first? What really needs to be brightened? And for me, that's right around this eye area that needs to be brightened. So this particular concealer is going to help hydrate and brighten up those areas. So I want to take a look, and I'm going to go right in here. Then I'm going to come right here. I'm going to go right over here, and then right here. And then I'm just going to take this concealer brush, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to tap that in gently. Now my goal always is with my makeup is just to make me look less tired, and I think that's everybody's goal. So, and I've shared in my past videos where it's all about standing back and looking at the areas that need the most attention and starting there and knowing what you can do and what areas that you can actually do something on your skin. So we can't cover up texture, but we can cover up any discoloration. So think of that as your number one rule. So I can't cover up texture, so that eliminates anything around my mouth area and any fine lines that I have around my eye. But discoloration, which actually makes you look more tired than the wrinkles and the fine lines and any sagginess. So then I'm going over here, and I'm just gonna focus on touching that up and lifting upwards. So when you're done, it should look like that. If you have a tendency to crease a lot, you're going to want to go in there probably with a very finely milled setting powder. I would use this one here. This is from Givenchy, and it's a Prism Libra powder, and it's very light. It has a lot of brightening pigments in it. And I would just take a tiny bit, like so. Take the brush and tap in there, and then knock off any of the excess and go in there and tap that gently in there. And that's enough to do both eyes. Now, if your eye has a tendency to be dry, you would want to eliminate this part. Next, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a tiny bit of foundation. I'm not going to use a whole bunch, and I'm going to use this one here from Burst, and this is in the shade 5N. And this has actually an SPF of 40 in there. So I'm going to get an extra layer of protection with this particular foundation is what I like about it, and it's very lightweight. I'm going to take the brush that comes with it, and I'm going to swirl my brush around in there. Right, just to pretty much immerse all of it in that brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the center of my face and bring it upwards and out. And I'm going in there just very quickly, just to kind of take down some of that redness. And then lift it upwards into my forehead. And as you can see, this is going to brighten up the face from the center. So it's going to brighten and lift when you bring it up this way. And that's really what we're looking to do when we're doing any type of mature makeup. So if you like more of a natural, effortless makeup look, that's what my channel is all about. Please consider subscribing. I'm not going in there with any more foundation. I'm just really lightly blending it in and lifting it upwards. You can see already how that has just brightened up my face. So next I'm going to go in and I'm going to use a little bit of a warm blush here, and I'm going to be using these ones here. And these are from Pixi 2, and this is in the shade Warmth. And I'm going to take, you need a little tiny bit, and I'm going to start up high here and put one dot there. I'm going to start over here and I'm going to put one dot there. So what we're going to do is we're going to be lifting that up high on that cheekbones. That's just going to give it a pop of color there and make the eye look more lifted. And just keep lifting it up. And I like this brush because one side you can use liquid on it, and then if you need to go over it with a powder, you can use the other side for a powder. Just focus on keeping it high on that cheekbone. Next we're going to go in and I'm going to use this warm brown from Mimetics, and I'm going to lift and define the brows. And I want you to pay attention because this is probably going to give my face a lot of lift. So focusing on this tail. Okay. We're going to go here, we're going to do the other one. And then just focus on that tail, because the tail has a tendency to get wiped away throughout the day. Okay, so you can see how that just lifted. So next I'm going to go in and I'm going to use a little bit of eyeliner, and that's just going to define my lash line a little bit. I'm going to be using this one here from Too Faced. It's called Killer Chocolate. And you can see it's a very soft brown. It's not too dark. I have to stay away from using blacks. And we're gonna go in, and I'm just gonna go right into that lash line and define that, okay? You can see how that just brightened up that eye already, right? Just by going right into that lash line and defining it. Go right in there and just go right into the lashes. Next I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use a hydrating setting spray with an SPF of 50. So if you're concerned about having a little extra coverage, especially as the warmer months are starting to approach, you can go in there and just take it like 6 to 8 inches away from your face and do a couple sprays and bring those sprays down very long like that. Don't do short spurts, kind of just drag it down very lightly. And that's just gonna give me an extra layer of protection. So next I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna go in with a mineral-based sunscreen for my lips. And I'm gonna be using this one here from OneSkin. But before I do that, I'm gonna go in there with their peptide treatment and use that first. It's gonna help in lock in any of that hydration that I need so desperately on my lips. But before I go in there with that SPF, I'm gonna go in there with this peptide treatment from OneSkin. That's actually gonna help produce collagen and elastin. I'm just gonna take my finger and rub that in. Then I'm going to use the SPF. It has a very light, like pinkish shade to it too, so it's going to give your lips a little bit color. It gives a very intense, non-sticky hydration feel to my lips. And just to finalize everything, I'm going to go in there with a little bit of mascara and just kind of lift up the outer portion of my lashes. By focusing on the outer third of my lashes, that just kind of gives it, that will instantly lift up the corner of my eyes. So just a quick recap, we're going to start off with well-hydrated skin. That's really important. So use hydrating concealers under your eye. Skip heavy powders. Heavy powders will just sit in any fine lines or texture. Apply the blush, but apply it high on your cheekbones. Softly define your brow so it gives a more lifted look. Use a soft brown liner and mascara just right in that lash line. You don't want anything getting too dark looking. Finish with a hydrating lip balm, any type of product, something that maybe has an SPF in it, just so that your lips stay hydrated throughout the day. It's normal to reapply lips, sometimes up to 8 times a day. So you want something you can keep close by in your pocket so you can just grab it and put it on. So if your makeup has been making you look tired, then maybe just some of these changes will help you look more awake and refreshed. If you enjoyed natural makeup and simple beauty tips for mature women, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I upload a new video every Wednesday and Sunday. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you gained some value. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.